A frog's heart. A frog's heart consists of four parts: sinus venosus, two auricles, and one ventricle. Okay, this is the picture. Okay. Which beat sequentially. The heartbeat originates in the sinus venosus under normal conditions. It generates impulses at the fastest rate and drives the other portions of the heart. Therefore, it is called as cardiac pacemaker. In the mammalian heart, sinoatrial node is the cardiac pacemaker and is located in the right atrium. Why is it necessary to remove the pericardium? It is necessary to support the heart firmly from the apex, and the removal of pericardium also enables a variable to come in direct contact with the heart muscle. What is the site of action of Worm-Ringer's solution on the heart and its mechanism of action? Worm-Ringer's solution increases the heart rate and the height of contraction by acting on the cardiac pacemaker. Heart rate is increased due to increase in the permeability of the membrane to sodium ion, thus increasing the frequency of discharge of pacemaker. Increase in the force of contraction is due to decrease in viscosity. This is seen initially only. So Kohlringer's solution has just the opposite effect. This practical shows that the heart rate changes in the human body with change in internal body temperature. Thus, conditions which changes are the heart rate due to alteration in the internal body temperature, such as fever, exercise, hypothermia can be explained. So, when someone says suffers from fever, he suffers from tachycardia, that is, the heart rate increases. So, these are the significances of this practical, that how tachycardia occurs in fever and this kind of things. Difference between amphibian heart and mammalian heart. First of all, chambers. 3-chambered heart and 2 auricles and 1 ventricle in amphibian heart, but in mammalian heart it is 4-chamber heart, 2 atria, 2 ventricle. Okay, so next is sinus venosus. Sinus venosus is present in amphibian heart. It receives venous blood. In mammalian heart, sinus venosus is absent and venous blood directly drains to right atrium. Now, the coronary arteries are not well developed arteries in amphibian heart, but these are well developed arteries in mammalian heart. Blood in ventricle, it is mixed, but in mammalian it is not mixed. Myocardial perfusion directly from the ventricle in mammalian heart through coronaries blood only. Pacemaker is present in sinus venosus in amphibian heart. In mammalian heart, sinoatrial node is the pacemaker which is present. White crescentic line, it works as the parasympathetic ganglion which is present between the auricle and the sinus venosus. Okay, and crescentic line is absent in mammalian heart. This table is taken from G.K. Paul textbook of that is Practicals of Physiology. See how to explain the curve. The downstroke of the tracing represents systole and the upstroke diastole. There is a atrial systole followed by the atrial diastole. Then ventricular systole is followed by diastole. Okay, the heart rate is this minutes per minute and the rhythm is regular. If we see about the heart rate, see suppose in Indians 5-second tracing, almost 2 peaks are there. So 2 into, so there are in as we have taken 5 seconds, so 5 into 12 60. So 2 into 12 24, so around 24 per minute. The heart rate ranges from around 20 to 50 beats per minute. Okay, so ventricular systole, ventricular diastole, atrial systole, atrial diastole, like that. Okay, now one important thing, now effect of Kohlringer's solution on the sinus venosus. Okay, so this is the sinus venosus, the effect of Kohlringer's solution. See, when we apply Kohlringer's solution only on sinus venosus, then we get a different kind of curve. Here we have seen that the heart rate is decreased, but here the force of contraction is increased also. Why does it happen? Let's see. So, the application of Kohlringer on sinus venosus decreases the heart rate and increases the amplitude of contraction. The heart rate decreases because the Kohlringers directly inhibits the pacemaker activity of heart. This is the primary effect. The increasing amplitude of contraction is due to Frank-Starling law. When the heart rate decreases, the ventricular end diastolic volume increases and the ventricle gets more time to fill. The increased ventricular filling increases the length of the ventricular muscle fiber prior to onset of systole. Therefore, the force of contraction increases, and this is the secondary effect. Okay, so as the heart rate decreases, so more time to fill the ventricle, that is more venous return and ultimately more in diastolic volume. So ultimately it will stretch the ventricular muscle fiber to its physiological limit, and according to Frank-Starling law, now the muscle will contract with a more force of contraction. You can go through Frank-Starling law once. Okay. Now effect of Worm-Ringer solution on sinus venosus. If we apply Worm-Ringer solution on sinus venosus, we will see that the heart rate decreases, but here the force of contraction has also been decreased. Thus, the explanation is the application of Worm-Ringer solution on the sinus venosus increases the heart rate and decreases the force of contraction. The increase in heart rate is the primary effect and decrease in the force of contraction is the secondary effect. The heart rate increases due to stimulation of the pacemaker activity in the sinus venosus by the Worm solution. The force of contraction decreases due to less filling of heart, that is decreased in diastolic volume, as the heart gets less time to fill. So heart gets less time to fill as only as the heart rate increases. So not much of like stress, and ultimately no Frank-Starling law is applied here, and ultimately the force of contraction, so and as well as the height of contraction decreases. Now effect of Kohlringer solution on the ventricle. If you say this is the ventricle, this is the normal, and when we apply the Kohlringer solution only on the ventricle, see there is no change in the heart rate, but the force of contraction or the height of contraction decreases. Now explanation. Effect of the Kohlringer solution on the ventricle. So the application of the Kohlringer solution to the ventricle decreases the force of contraction due to the inhibition of myocardial contractility by the Kohl solution. The heart rate does not change as the pacemaker of the heart is present in the sinus venosus, which remains unaffected in this experiment. The myocardial activity is depressed by the Kohlringer solution because at the low temperature the enzymatic activity of the myocardium decreases and the viscosity of the myocardial tissue increases. Okay, and hence this curve. Now lastly, effect of Worm-Ringer solution on the ventricle. Now when we apply Worm-Ringer solution of say around 10 degrees centigrade, Worm-Ringer is at around 40 degrees centigrade, we should not cross 42 degree here. So 40 degrees more or less good. Ideally 35 to 40 degrees used, and when we use the Kohl around 10 to 15. Okay, so for Worm-Ringers 40 degrees centigrade we have used. We have seen that the heart rate is unchanged. There is no change in the heart rate, it is same, but here the height of contraction or force of contraction has increased. Now let's see in a quick glance what is the reason. So effect of Worm-Ringer solution on the ventricle. The application of Worm-Ringer solution to the ventricle increases the force of contraction due to the accentuation of myocardial activity by the direct action of Worm solution on it. The heart rate remains unchanged as the pacemaker is present in the sinus venosus. Worm-Ringers stimulates myocardial contractility by increasing the enzymatic activity and decreasing the viscosity of the myocardial tissue. Okay, and hence this experiments, that is effect of this Worm and Kohlringer solution on the ventricle as well as on the sinus venosus, also proves that sinus venosus is the pacemaker of the heart, as the heart rate change occurs only when the cold or warm temperature Ringer solution was applied on the sinus venosus and not on the ventricle. So these are some different curves from different books. This is from A.K. Jain practical book. This is from B.K. Srivastava and H.N. Jha. Okay, this curve. Again this curve. this curve. This is from GK Paul and Prabhati Paul, as well as the explanation of the hot and cold warm solutions on sinus, venosus and ventricle. This is from Guy's textbook of physiology, these curves. Okay. This is from Debashish Pramanik, Practical Manual of Physiology. This curve. So I tried to explain I tried to show you the different curves so that you understand. Okay. So thank you all. And so this was painted by me. This is a horai with a gamusa, Assamese tradition. So thanks and have a nice day. Thank you.